So as the saying goes, hard work pays off. My grandfather was a perfect example of that theme. My grandfather worked 7 days a week as a transit cop in New York City. He told me all these crazy stories of him working late nights at Nassau Broadway in Manhattan, the subway stop, and he would tell me everything that happened. I still remember this one story he talked about the flood in the subway. One day, there was this massive rainstorm in Manhattan, and the floodwaters were tremendous. It was just raining nonstop from dawn to sunset. And the subway got flooded, and there was this one family that was down on the subway, and they had young children, and they needed help. So he rushed in. What's crazy about the story, and I think what had a real impact on my grandfather, was that there's nowhere to go. In the subway, you're blocked by the subway cars, by the walls. So my grandfather ran into the subway, got soaking wet. The water was probably up to his waist, and the children were probably like 4 feet to 4.5 feet tall. They could not stand up in that water. He went over to the mother that was holding the siblings in both arms and took them by the hand. My grandfather was very built, very muscular, tall, and grabbed them by the hand, fought the battling water that was going through the subway system, and he brought him up. There was a team of cops and also the public there watching, and everyone just started cheering. My grandfather saved this family from this flood, and he ended up getting a medal for saving that family in the subway. I think why he likes to share that story is because of how emotional it was. A family, young kids, and something just that happened by accident, a flood in New York City. You don't expect that to affect being down on the subway. You think that the subway was a place of transportation. You don't expect there to be 4 feet of water down in the subway. And he worked so hard at that job. And even though I wasn't alive for when he was a transit cop working in New York City, I saw it through his eyes, talking about the different stories about saving people and just protecting the community. Every time my grandfather brought that up to me and he would repeat that story, I always had a theme in my mind and a lesson helping people, and also the hard work that he did every day, battling the different atmospheres and life out there. But you never know when an opportunity comes to save someone's life.